So, as you know, we got new info from Twitter, and I have to turn down Uriel. So, we got the skill set reveals, quote unquote, but it's in like 480p. Like, this is not great. This is not gonna be great. Like, look at the quality. But for this event, we don't only have a completely new mechanic. This mechanic also has to do with the gacha characters. So let's see what they have to offer for us. But small disclaimer, obviously for everyone who already has read this time around we didn't get real skill set reveals, but more like they are explaining to us what the characters do, which is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like, that's very, very weird. But yeah, this is the big thing. Sanity System mechanism. Why would they say Sanity System mechanism? Just call it Sanity System, that's fine. You just have to be extra. Shake my hat. And the big thing is, status insane. It's not like a sanity system like an AK. We get like a completely new system apparently. How does this work? The sanity system rules are applied to this battle. When your sanity points drop, corresponding effects are triggered. So you basically just lose your sanity. Like normally if you do like hard content you would probably lose your sanity anyway. But in this case you are forced to do so. And some aurorians are able to join the battle with the sanity system, influencing their skill effects. So basically what this means is the sanity system is something like new for the event, but also a part of the new characters. So they're part of the new characters' skill sets, which can be either insane or completely awful. But let's see. Sanity system. Max sanity is 100. When sanity is 0, 1% of the team's HP will be substituted for 1 sanity point. And you lose how much per round? I think like 10, probably? And you get poisoned at the start if you're below 100. The death is reduced by 100. If you get even further down the line, all enemies also are subject. Okay, so getting below 80% of sanity is good for you, because all enemies are gonna be poisoned as well, which is good, I guess. So that's basically the thing. It's bad for you, but if it gets worse, it's also bad for your enemies? Interesting. You get a mirage? Is this Azure? And if you were at the worst point in your life, at the start of each round, you gain 4 stacks of poison. And then probably you can't use healing effects, is what that should mean. Yeah, we don't know if you're gonna permanently lose that stuff, your sanity, or if it's only used for the skills. Yeah, okay, that's what they said. Like, insane state at 0, you have 10% team death reduced. The Mirage appears if you have sanity below 50, it deals true damage, and 5 stacks of bleed to allies. So it basically spawns like a very annoying enemy? Okay, that's awful. The interesting thing is, like, you basically want to stay above 50 but below 100. That seems to be the sweet spot. Okay, now we come to the big part, which are the skill sets of the new characters. Obviously, this time around only in described version, basically. First off, we have Lenora, who is gonna be one of the 6 stars. So this active skill uses sanity points to use, so I would say it probably uses like 10. And the lower your sanity is, the greater the damage dealt. So they basically indirectly tell us that this is a damage skill. Or... it's really weird. So we know she has a active skill that costs sanity points to cast, which probably means it doesn't have a cooldown, because usually like skills that use like a different system of points don't have CD. So we don't know what it actually does. It could deal damage, it only says the greater damage dealt, so it probably has some kind of active skill damage, but we don't know what it really does. And as we know, if your sanity points get lower, let's assume like this costs 10 sanity points, if you use it once, you already have like the 10% death debuff for your team and the 1 stack of poison. So you're already doing pretty bad. So this has to be like an insane payoff. Think like conversion maybe. I would say if this is like a 1 tile select conversion that maybe costs like 20 sanity points, but that would be kinda insane if you think about it, because then you could just use it 5 times. So either this is a damage only skill, or It's like something like a conversion skill, but you have a cooldown on it as well. Chain combo, okay. This is also a big point, because this is a lot of text, and if you know, Azure, all these characters with big lines of text in their chain combo are usually really good. The range of chain combo 3 is very large, and it's very difficult to cast when sanity is high. Remember that, it's very difficult to cast, okay? So what that means is basically if you are at a high sanity, it's probably gonna add like a tile requirement to like your last chain combo. Saying that it's very large is probably, I mean, that has to be a detonator. I think nobody disagrees. And this also should mean it's probably, don't quote me on that, probably gonna be like 3 surrounding clusters, detonator chain. Probably be something like a 15 base, but for every sanity above 75 you maybe add like 1. So you basically need to use your active so you get below 75, so you can do it the easy way. Let's read what it does when your sanity is below 75. Then it does the opposite, because then you will have an easier time casting it. There has to be a cap, right? There has to be a cap. Maybe it's like every 10 below 75 it just does -1. So, very interesting, but there's still more text, After entering the frenzied state, no idea what that is. I assume that's probably the insane state, right? Because it doesn't say anything of frenzied, so, and I can see that it's not mentioned in the equipment. Or it's like a part of the equipment they don't describe. If you are in that state, you only require 5 chain combos to cast, and the lower the sanity, the greater the damage increase. Okay, you only require a 5 chain for your tier 3 chain combo, which is absolutely insane because they also say it's very large, so probably 3 surrounding clusters. If not in the calm state at the start of each round, deal damage. I have so many questions right now, like, I don't know, what? Deal damage, to whom? To yourself? To the enemy? What? Okay, I am gonna assume that this is gonna deal damage to yourself, because that would make sense based on your sets. She basically wants to self-harm herself, like, you want to get below 0. And if you have 0 sanity, you obviously can go below 0 sanity, because then you'll basically lose HP. Ideally, you want to get to like 0, then you get like the 5 chain tier 3 chain combo, then you get even more damage. If you lose HP, you deal even more damage. So like, she's a very high risk, very high reward character. Detonator probably. But yeah, hopefully she's not Forest, because I don't think you're gonna need her in Forest. You already have Yao, you have Area. Oh yeah, she's Forest, okay. That's awful. Okay, she's a skip. Like, you don't need a high risk, high reward character. She might be, like, at her peak, she might out-damage, or she's probably gonna out-damage Area, obviously. But it's way too high risk. Like, don't roll for her, to be honest. If you like her design, probably, but just knowing that she's Forest makes her an easy skip. Like, she's a high damage detonator, high risk, high reward, but Forest, no. Okay, let's get to Giles. Giles was Fire. Okay, Fire. Fire character, really high hopes for him. Because Fire is probably the worst element at the moment, so please make him good. Okay, active skill. Obviously, costs sanity points to cast, probably once again 10 or 20, and after an active skill kills a target, it can be used again. So this is basically a Chandra-like skill, okay. Inflicting double the final damage at the cost of double the sanity points. Okay, I assume that always happens, so he's basically Chandra on crack. He's definitely gonna be a sniper, like I said. He's basically male 6-star Chandra from the looks of it, so he should also be a sniper. But yeah, if he kills an enemy, that's basically just Chandra, only that you deal more damage the next time. Basically similar to how Chandra gets an additional hit with each cast, he just deals double the final damage, but you lose double the sanity points. So assuming this costs 10, like next time 20, then 40, then 80, probably. I assume that's how it works, or it's always gonna stay at 20. I don't think so, because it's probably always gonna stack the double damage. But yeah, from the active skill is basically Chandra. Chain combo. As sanity falls, the number of damage dealt to targets will gradually increase. Huh. Okay, the very simple, looks decent. Equipment. As long as an enemy is killed this round, all damage dealt by Giles will be increased considerably. They are using considerably, so I'm also gonna assume like huge numbers. Okay, so yeah, he like I said, he's just Chandra on crack. Like, not only does his skill double the final damage, his equipment, if you kill him, increased considerably. In my eyes, is probably a 100% buff. From the looks of it, he doesn't seem to be that bad, honestly. Like, he's not that high risk compared to the forest girl. Like, is he gonna be the first good fire sniper? Because I sure hope so. Like, I have high hopes. Like, this doesn't sound bad. Like, not only can he be useful for, like, your money laundering, which Chandra did until now, he also is gonna do considerably increased damage. So that's not bad. Now we have the welfare. May. Active skill. There is something Why is this missing? Okay, active skill first. The only way to restore sanity points. She's also a forest character. So she's... Okay, that makes sense. Because she is super high risk. She really wants you to be super low on sanity. So it makes sense that she's gonna be the only way to recover those. So I assume her skill is literally just gonna be like a one-turn CD skill that says recover like 10 sanity points, something like that. Or it's gonna be like a 5-turn skill that recovers like 100. And restores HP when sanity is reduced. When the lower sanity, the higher the death and recovery. So she's basically a weird, scuffed healer. But that's not bad, honestly. Like, if you really want to use her, like, you probably need her on the team. Because you want to get to, like, the insane state, then you basically heal every time. And you're gonna need that. But yeah, she has the potential to be the worst unit after Turdok. Because, like I said, you are not gonna use her. Like, I can tell you, unless she is the most broken unit in the game. More broken than Azure, like, damage-wise. And area and hero. She's not gonna be good. Like, yeah, don't roll for her. And because she's forest and is mainly there to support her, you're not gonna use her. Like, she's gonna be a staple for the event, sure, but generally, you don't need to level her up, probably. Final thoughts. Lenora's forest probably detonator. She looks to be really high damage, but I don't think it's worth the risk because you already have area, you have Yao even, and then you have Giles. Giles looks very, very promising. If he has a global sniper chain, he's basically gonna be probably the best new fire sniper, after maybe like Toru for single target damage. But that active skill sounds amazing. It's basically a better Chandra, a better Frostfire potentially. TLDR, you can probably just bench Frostfire. Not like you used her until now anyway, but you can bench her like twice now.